going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It is March 3rd today, and I'm out here on the float tube trying for some largemouth bass. This is the second day. I was out yesterday afternoon for a couple of hours with my buddy Tori, and yeah, we didn't have a lot of time, so we just jumped in and kind of caught fish on all sorts of random stuff. It's been a couple weeks since I've fished here, like a week and a half. So a lot had changed. There's a lot of moss on the bottom, so that crankbait bite kind of dried up because every time I'd hit bottom with it, it would just be completely covered with moss. Same with the jig. Anywhere I threw the jig, it'd come up just completely covered in that really thick green moss. So then we tried up shallow and saw a bunch of bass up shallow, no big ones, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So we got distracted with that in this clear water, seeing the bass kind of moving around. They're not on beds yet. They're just up checking out, like looking around for different spots to bed. Yeah, so we caught a couple on like jerkbaits, Senko. I think those were the two main ones early on, but then I saw some crappie that were on beds, and I had never done that before, so I spent some time trying to catch those crappie that were on the beds. That was pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm back out here again. It's obviously a little windy. I had to kick back in this little cut to get out of the wind to do the little intro here, but yeah, it's really windy today. Yesterday was hot and like just glass calm, so I'm hoping this little wind chop has them biting. It's a little bit cooler, about 20 degrees cooler than it was yesterday, and we do have a cold front moving in tomorrow, so I'm hoping that kind of gets them all fired up. But what I did find at the end of the day yesterday was pretty interesting. I found a pretty solid bite, like right as the sun was setting out in that deeper water. But I did start hearing a lot of frogs, and there were just random bait fish popping on the surface all over the place, all over the lake, and I kept hearing splashes, assuming they were carp, but it might have been bass eating them. So today I am gonna throw the frog around. It is, like I said, March 3rd, so I'm gonna try throwing the frog around just to see if there's any topwater action. And then I have there is one spot that didn't have moss on it, so I'm gonna throw the crankbait on that one spot and then just stick with like a big swim bait and then that lighter creature bait, just to keep it up above the moss, so you know, a heavy jig or a heavy Texas rig was just digging in the moss. So just like a finessey creature bait. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get one on the topwater today. Let's see how it goes. go. First one of the day, little guy on that jerkbait. I downsized the jerkbait a little bit. I went with one that has a little bit bigger of a bill, just because this wind keeps picking up, and yeah, it's probably dropping that water temperature back down again. So I went something a little more subtle, dives a little deeper, and yeah, that one just smacked it out in the middle of the channel there. But I did get those 2 swipes. One was an actual bite. I had a swipe, and then one actually bit the frog. So I'm just gonna stick with those 2 right now. It's a little too windy to throw that light creature bait. I really can't feel the bottom out deep. So I'm just gonna cruise around these trees and hope that wind dies off, throw that frog around on the jerkbait. But here's number 1. Back-to-back cast, baby. Nice. So cool. There we go. That's a little better one. Woo. Literally the next cast. Jeez, this guy's still green. A little bit better one, 2-pounder. But yeah, on that jerkbait again, just fire right back out in the middle of this channel. The wind's blowing into this channel and the water's a little dirtier, so I don't know, maybe they're stacked up in here. But fat belly. Nice. Thanks, bud. Okay, so they want the crank or the jerkbait. Oh, quick release. That's all right. All right, back off my drag just a touch. I was like another like 2.5-pounder, so it's 3 bites on the jerkbait. Right here. Tiny guy. Little tiny guy, but that's not 4 bites in the same spot. Little bud. Thanks, dude. That's so cool. I've heard him back here a couple of times in the evening, but I've never seen him before. Got a nest back here, somebody? What's up? What's up, dude? That's so cool. His eyes are beautiful. You can just see like how bright yellow they are. I don't know what kind of owl that is. Horned owl? Do we have those here? I'll have to look it up later. Alright, I'll leave him alone. That's pretty cool. He's just chilling back there. Big old guy. Oh, there he goes. He didn't go far, he just went up to like a little bit higher branch. It's like, leave me alone, bro. That's so cool. Alright, update time for you guys. I am back here in Louisiana, apparently. Pretty crazy back in here. Yeah, I wanted to get out of the wind. It was getting kind of annoying just kicking constantly back into it, so came and checked back in here, and I am stubbornly trying to recreate that frog, those 2 frog bites I got. One looked like a little fish. Came and just kind of slapped at it, but one I watched him grab like the tail of the frog, but it was kind of over a stick, and I watched him kind of pull it underwater. So I got those 2 hits in that one cut, but I haven't gotten a single thing back here. There are giant carp everywhere back here, and it is significantly shallower. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out back here, make, I don't know, maybe 5-10 more casts with the frog, and then I'm gonna go try that little jerkbait spot again. But yeah, seeing that owl was super cool. I don't know what kind of owl that was. I'm not up to date on my owl species. All right, I'm back. So quick Google search. Apparently we have 3 that are pretty abundant. I know I've seen barn owls before. I know what a barn owl is, but it says western screech owl or a great horned owl. And looking at the pictures, the western screech owl looks pretty small. That one looked pretty big, so I'm thinking that was a great horned owl. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you guys know more than I do about owls, because I don't know anything. But yeah, Southern California, great horned owl looked like. That thing was, I don't know, a foot and a half tall. Didn't look like the pictures of the screech owl. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go try that jerkbait spot out again, and then I'll probably, there's a couple more cuts I want to try with the frog, but I'm not gonna put too much more time into it because I feel like I'm wasting time. But hopefully this wind lays down so I can go back out to that deep water spot I found yesterday, and throw that creature bait around, because yeah, I think there's a school of them there, because I got like 5 or 6 bites, and yeah, landed 3 of them back to back to back, so that was cool. But that's the plan. Stay tuned. Let's go catch some fish. Another little guy. You go find those bigger ones, but that's probably the size one that bit the frog. That's why I missed it. But that one got front hooks. That one wanted it. Sweet. got him on the outside too. Sweet. I knew it. I knew it. Oh man. Whew. Thanks, buddy. Oh, so cool. Look at that guy. What a little stud. Look how dark that fish is. First frogfish of the year on March 3rd. See that? March 3rd. No way. That is so freaking cool. You missed it the first time and I got down on myself. I missed the hook set again. I'm just a little rusty. I haven't done it in a while, so that time he actually got it. God, what a beautiful fish. Look at that thing. Look at the fin, just all black. That is so cool. Got a good hook in him right in the side. No damage done. Oh man, let him breathe for a second. But yeah, I came back. That's that same bush I got that bite on earlier. If it's the same fish, he had moved like 5 feet to the right of where he bit the first time. But yeah, he blew up on it the first time, missed the hook because it was over a stick. Threw back in there, let it sit. I was gonna pull it over another stick, but I just dropped it flat back down and he came up and grabbed it. And that one stuck. God, I'm so stoked. It's the earliest frogfish I've ever caught in the year. I think that's number 8 for the day too. Beautiful guy. Thanks, buddy. That's so cool. It is freaking fighting. Better one. Thanks, buddy. He went straight down. This wind is brutal. Threw that swim bait around for a while trying to fish like those deeper like drop-offs. Nothing. Still like so windy I can't really fish the jig because it gets covered in that moss, and then that any of those lighter finesse baits, excuse me, I just can't feel it. Like even casting straight back into the wind, it's still like swirling around me. So just sticking with that jerkbait for now, hoping this wind kind of dies down in like the next 20-30 minutes so I can go fish deeper. But it's so cool. Beautiful fish. Another like, I don't know, just shy of 3-pounder. Rad. Chonky. This is insane. They are just so fired up in this wind. Need to find the bigger ones though. These are all those cookie cutter like. That one might be 3. Maybe. They're all like that 2 to 3 pound, which is super fun, but. Come on. So fun. Oh man, this is awesome. Especially after yesterday, just struggling for most of the day, finding those fish out deep. And then when I got here today, it's just like so windy, so my plan was to fish out deep like all day. But it would have been miserable, constantly kicking, you know, keeping yourself in the float tube positioned out deep, trying to feel that light creature bait. Just would have been a nightmare. I'm still hoping it'll die down. It's died down a little bit, so I'll go give it a try, but I'm just so stoked that these fish want to cooperate today and eat this little jerkbait. No giants, but man, this is so much fun. Look at the belly in that one. Yeah, on that little light rod with this little finesse jerkbait. This is actually one I bought out in Havasu with my buddy Chris when we were fishing smallmouth. The smallmouth were keyed in on these little jerkbaits. So actually, I bought one while we were out there to fish like Havasu with, and yeah, after what I saw yesterday and seeing the wind today, I'm glad I brought it. It's hard to do one-handed because yeah, those fish are just out a little bit deeper. But those hooks are sticky sharp. A little bit deeper, and yeah, that little bill just gets it down there, and that little bit smaller size than the Lucky Craft I was throwing yesterday. So I think that's what's getting them all fired up. But man, look at how healthy these fish are. Just absolute little toads. Big old fat belly. So fun. That's so cool. Thanks, buddy. I don't even know how many that is anymore. I've lost count. I'll have to watch again. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it there. This wind will not let up and I'm freezing. I only brought this little windbreaker and the temp is dropping quick. Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty fun day. I did not expect to get that many fish today, seeing how the conditions were and judging how yesterday went. I was hoping to spend a little bit more time fishing that deeper section where I found those bigger fish yesterday, but yeah, I tried it for probably 45 minutes to an hour without a bite. Just couldn't feel bottom, so it was just kind of a waste of time. So threw the swim bait around for like I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. No love on that. Still just getting covered in that moss. So kind of a tough time of year. Maybe try the glide bait next time I come out. If I want to throw the swim bait, just keep it up above all that moss on the bottom. But yeah, it turned out to be a pretty fun day. Got my first frogfish. Caught my first bed crappie yesterday, so that was cool too. And then I think I ended up with like, I don't know, 10-ish, 11 bass for the day today. So yeah, can't complain about that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.